Welcome everybody, this is Voice of the Students. I'm your host Mikey again. We are back at it with a spooky season, another spooky episode with our guest today. Please introduce yourselves.
How you doing? I'm Big L Train. You already know what it is. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
I'm Ethan. That's about it for me. So, yeah.
What's going on? My name is Fernando.
My name is Chris.
I wasn't done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm joking.
My name is Chris. Big L Train?
Yeah.
What is your first name, sir?
My name is Lawrence. I said that, sir.
Oh, God.
You know, it may not have been clear for the audience.
Oh, you're right.
I would hate for someone to call you Big L Train.
Hey, that's my stage name, sir.
I hate to follow up Big L Train.
Yeah,
I
it's
had
like...
to.
My name's
How do you
Steve.
follow up on that?
Oh gosh, I already know this is going to be an amazing episode. So today we have a topic of cults. We're going to talk about cults today. We're probably going to get into a few other topics, but that's what we're starting with today. So how do y'all feel about cults?
I think the word cult, you can have that. Hold on, bro.
That's a wild question.
I think it depends because people hold it because, okay, so that people say like, okay, it's like when a lot of people believe in a certain belief, right? That's the definition of cult. So I'll be like, okay, cool. So then religion, it's a cult. You feel me? So all religions are cults because we all come to a group together and we all believe in certain things, right? So my question is like, is people who believe in sports, they come together and they have a belief and whatnot, is that a cult as well? Like that's just a question of when people have high beliefs in certain things. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. So there's two cults and there's two definitions of it. You know, there's belief and then there's people who do belief and then go beyond belief. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh, right into controversy. I love it. Right into controversy.
Some people say things are cult-like. I had a teacher in high school that would be like, he'd like give you like a thing to say. He'd say like a prompt, and then all of the class would answer it at the same time. He'd be like, "This happened in," and then the whole class would say like, "This year," you know. And every single time, he'd be like, you said that with almost cult-like efficiency. And it kind of was like, I guess this class is a cult now. This random high school history class we're in.
see, that's what I'm saying. How you separate it, you know what I'm saying? So can we say there's two definitions for the cults then? There's two definitions? Can we say that? Or can we have to say it's one?
Well, my understanding of cults would be like there's a belief in a system where in the back of it there's a nefarious agenda at the end. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
So I would say right, there would be ulterior motives instead of what's actually being preached or whatever. There's a bad or there's an ulterior motive to the cult. So that's kind of where my definition from belief system to cult goes to. You know, once you cross that line to, hey, I'm going to say and preach all this to people just because I want something from them. Mm-hmm. And then it becomes a cult at that point. That's my understanding of it.
At the agenda. So okay, so bet let's talk about it. So all of us are probably like 19s and some of us in our 20s, right?
I'm 28.
You still in your 20s, all right?
Yeah. Right.
So basically, I know that we all have heard like certain massacres and people believe and whatnot. So there was probably like at a time back in the day where people believed in one person that said, you know, that some people believe that they're God, you know, and then you would have a high level people believe in them and they follow through, right? So I was just like, why do people believe in just one person by their words? And they have so much power over all these people. So how do I, you know what I'm saying, influence so many people to listen and do as I say with my words? And the people who manipulate the power just do it from malicious intent. Like there's been people who did stuff to kids. There's people who tried to gain power and abused it. Like you said, agenda, and you said malicious intent, right? So it just goes back to it, like, why do these people do it? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Mind you, there's multiple cults that happen. I don't know. What was it? What was that cult happened? That guy, James Massacre or something? It was something that Massacre happened.
Jonestown?
I think.
With the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. And then,
That's real interesting, too, because for the audio listeners, our host has served out Kool-Aid for us to drink. For the people watching the video, you know that I'm lying. I think it's well on theme for us to have Kool-Aid for this cult episode.
hey, man.
That actually sounds really good. Right?
Yeah, I know. It would have been a great idea.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I had to bring this myself.
Hey, he's. I gotta be careful now. Bruh, what was it?
I think that,
Oh, it was the Mason family. Yeah, that was the biggest one back in the day.
Was that the Heaven's Gate one?
Yeah, the members of the Heaven's Gate that were told that God was an alien. 39 members died and did suicide. You know what I'm saying? But there was one big cult, and this guy dressed as Elvis, and this was in San Francisco, and he took people to another area. I think it was South America, and he had all these people. He did stuff with the kids again. All these cult leaders doing stuff with these kids. Y'all weird. You feel me? Disgusting pigs.
I think all cults are weird.
Hey, wait, hold on. Remember, we talked about religion now, so we can't say that. But still, he basically, I think it was either 600 or 700 people that drank food that was planted with poison inside of it, and 600 or 7 people died during that time.
Mm.
So I was like, damn, this is in the 70s too. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, people don't understand how we have this much power. I don't know if you guys remember a guy named Macklemore. He was someone, we're gonna be cool, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, the artist Macklemore. He said that, people don't understand how much power we have over these kids. But I feel like people in religion don't know how much power they have over the parents. Because the parents affect the kids. Now, the kids are going to reflect on their children or whoever they abide by. You know what I'm saying? It's just a system. Mother, father, then there come the children. Who do you obey? Oh, I trust my mother. I trust my father. I look up to them. So then I'm going to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Monkey see, monkey do. You feel me? But, hey, man, I just feel like, I don't know, man. I just don't get it, man. So much power. Why? How?
Like, why would you want that?
No, but how can you believe so easily?
Well, I've seen a few videos. I'm basically an expert on cults. Yeah.
He's got multiple.
I've seen like 3 videos.
I'm scared.
Well, from what I have seen,
3 YouTube videos at that, right?
Yo, bro.
From what I've seen of cult related stuff, it's like they try to appeal to like the most like visceral part of the human experience. It's like they know what humans desire, and they try to appeal to that, and that's when like they get a few people to start following them, and
They also go for weak-minded people.
right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Matter of fact, y'all remember the show Boys Meets World?
That one episode?
Yeah.
Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
Okay, bet. So there was an episode where Sean was about I think he was getting into a cult and whatnot, and the father, of the friend realized what he was getting into, and he almost put hands on the dude. You know what I'm saying? Because because what was it? The wife stopped him because there's many men just like him out there doing the same thing to other kids. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn. So then I asked myself, I said, okay, cool. If that's a cult right there in a high belief, can we say how Martin Luther King brought the whole world together? Can we say that was a big ass cult of merging everything in a high belief? You know what I'm saying? Mind you, we seen the facts, the racism and everything. So can we say how he brought people together, that was a cult of people with a high belief of having the same belief? Can we agree on that?
No.
How?
I'm not gonna respond to this. This is a trap.
No.
I'm not gonna fall into it.
Trap card activated. No, but think about it. Everyone having the same belief, one person, his words, millions or billions of people listening, and they all believe the same thing of his vision, right? So my thing is, if you attract me to believe in your vision, and we attract everyone else, that's a belief. So now we're all talking about the same thing. Right now, what we're doing is a cult, because we're talking about the cults. So we all see the same thing. We all have the same vision. How was that not a cult? Religion's doing the same thing. That's a cult. High belief of a certain vision of what you're saying. So explain to me, why don't you believe the Martin Luther King of that belief is not a cult? Mind you, it affected everyone downhill from then in that generation. Explain to me, how was that not a cult?
I like these lights.
Mm.
They add a lot to the room.
That was quite a.
I'm not deriving from the question. I just really like these lights.
So what's the no? So if we thought about it the way I thought about it, right?
Yes.
What's the nefarious mean? What is the agenda?
The agenda. Okay, so basically, the agenda is basically for you to believe what I believe. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
for you to see what I see. That is the agenda.
But is that like nefarious?
But that is right. Is that nefarious?
Is
though?
there anything bad about that?
There's nothing bad.
Like
but who said it has to be something bad?
When
Yes.
I
Hold on.
is that not what we?
Yeah. So here's the definition of cult. Cult is a religious-like following of people with nefarious intent. So like for you to be a cult, it has to be something nefarious that you're doing. Whether it's like you're separating your members away from family, you're gathering your members, you're collectively keeping them away from their family. You're taking people from one place and implanting them and your ideologies onto them in another place. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like that's what makes a cult. Like you can't really call Christianity a cult because those people are still allowed to do what they want to do at the end of the day. In the cult, the idea is you follow me, without. Basically, it's almost like a mind control thing. They kind of implant the seed that you can't do anything without. So whereas like with religion, you can live freely and do what you want with free will, and you don't have to abide by you don't have to live by the 10 Commandments. It's just basically saying that to be a Christian you should follow these commandments.
It's a guy.
With a cult, you're forced to follow whatever ideology they have going on. So that's
The whole like implanting a seed thing.
it's like you have to implant that seed to be in a cult. Whereas with Christianity, you have the choice to believe in it or
Okay,
not.
so that's why I said when there's two sides of where. So that's why I said there's two definitions. So a cult, one cult's for believing higher power and the vision, with non-nefarious, and then there's one that is nefarious. Correct.
But then,
No.
there's religion and then there's a cult. So the
Yeah,
religion
so
part,
what you just said was religion. The first
Right.
one.
Yeah.
You put nefarious in it, that made it a cult.
that made it.
No,
a cult.
no. That's what I said. Non-nefarious on the first one. Then I said nefarious on the second.
But then that
But
would
you
still
still
be
call
two.
them both cults.
Yeah, because it's still not high believing the same vision. That's what we all agreed before.
I believe in the same vision as like.
How do you interpret nefarious? I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, you did.
How do you interpret nefarious?
Well, basically, how he said malicious intent behind it with the agenda. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I said. The agenda for a religion is for you, like you said, to guide and whatnot, planned out to be a better Christian or a better Catholic or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when I said non-nefarious, that's what I said for religion. Then I said nefarious. That's what he explained to me. I said, okay, cool. That's why can you separate cult for two different versions of it, the two definitions. So when I said cult, I just said vision, same thing, belief, higher power. That's what I meant for that. But the second part was, okay, so if that's for that part, then a nefarious one has to be, something malicious in intent, like we all agreed on. That's what I'm saying.
So let's go back to the thing that you said before all this. To say these things, there was nothing nefarious about what Martin Luther King was doing.
No. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say he is, because that's what I said. The agenda for it was to change the world. I never said what he was doing maliciously.
Right.
I didn't say it was I said what he was doing as a cult belief. I said, could you make that a cult? I didn't say it was nefarious with it. That's what I'm saying.
You would make that a cult if you forced everybody to believe that.
So we just saying a cult is you got to believe it then.
Yeah,
That's
that
cool.
you either believe it or you're not in the cult.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I'm glad we bring religion to this because I saw a whole.
You need to understand the difference. Like,
There's a difference between religion and cult.
Okay, bet. So then I'm glad we took this
It's a
turn.
fine line.
Glad we took this turn. Y'all got HBO Max?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all two got HBO Max?
All right, so
Yeah.
real quick, you want to restart this podcast?
No,
Hey, no. It's for education
because
purposes.
this is for
Yeah, it is for
education
education
purposes. People
purposes.
don't need- For the weak-minded out there.
Yeah. Say, I'm not gonna believe it. If a guy came out there and said, "Hey, I am God," like, you're God? I ain't gonna believe that shit. Like, what? No.
So
So
keeping all the civil rights stuff.
Oh yes, yes. All the civil rights.
So basically, I'm glad we took it because I went to HBO Max and there was this woman named Gwen Lara. Do y'all know who that is? Okay, so it's an HBO Max. She is a religious woman who basically, you said religious style, how we try to take people away from their families and whatnot. That's what she was doing basically. So anyone that wasn't a part of the religious cult area, y'all can't, they can't mess with you type. You know what I'm saying? So in a part of the HBO Max series is that there was a girl who was in a church and whatnot, and they left the church, but because she had someone that was like a boyfriend or whatever, he said, you gotta do these things to be in this church. She did them. It wasn't nothing bad or whatnot, but she did them. But it was separating her from her family. And she was just telling her, like, yo, you gotta do this, and whatnot. So this woman would tell her people, you need to starve yourself, then pray on it for your cramps to go away to lose weight. Because a lot of people were talking about, how can I lose weight? Oh, just pray it away. Mind that she had VHA types, and then she made millions and millions of dollars and whatnot. But can we say this right there is a code of something malicious intent? We could say this is, right?
Yeah, that already, they removed religion from their whole agenda. So what they did was, and this is something that the Bible does talk about, is that they used the Bible or religion to further their own agenda. So that completely removed it from the whole religion itself, because they were just using it for nefarious means.
Yeah, like Jim Jones, he used Bible for.
Jim Jones.
Yeah.
What Jim Jones do?
Not the Jim Jones you thinking about.
I don't even know who Jim Jones is.
The dude who did the Kool-Aid, the Jonestown Massacre.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. The Jonestown Massacre. That was him.
Yeah, that's Jim Jones. I thought you was thinking about the rapper. For a second.
Well, there's a Jim Jones rapper. I don't even know.
You're thinking of Rick Ross.
No, he's not.
I'm talking about dude from Dipset. From Joel Santana.
Ricky Rose.
Cameron.
McNeely. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, Jim Jones incorporated a lot of Christian things into a lot of his rhetoric that he would push across. I mean, he went on Heaven's Gate, used a lot of religious things. I mean, Heaven's Gate. Then Haley Comet, people do that too.
And by the way, if I'm the...
I remember, there was a cult surrounded by Haley's Comet.
Yeah, there was a Haley's Comet.
It was basically, basically where they believed that the comet was going to hit Earth. So when the comet passed by Earth, they was going to kill themselves. So they thought it was going to circle back around.
Wait, what was it? This was like before the 2000s too. Yeah, they said wasn't this about when it hits the 2000 era? Because it was a new era when it's 2000.
Was it 2000?
That
was that Y2K movie.
Yeah, that's Y2K. That's not even a cult. That was just
what was it? Okay,
Y2K was crazy.
I don't even know about Y2K.
To grow up in Y2K.
How was it?
Wait, what is Y2K?
So, all right, and I remember it vividly. Y2K was dang it, we doing it again.
Yeah.
Y2K.
And that's okay though.
Yeah, it's okay. So Y2K is the belief. Y2K was the belief that no computer system's calendar, their internal calendar was set to go past 2000s. They were all set to December 31st, 1999. And after that, it was loop back. It would either loop back or reset. And if it reset, the theory was that all the computers in the world was gonna crash. Meaning, like, every computer systems that kept up, electricity, gas, all that was gonna crash and possibly not come back on. And that was a big theory. They thought it was gonna crash and not come back on.
That's tough.
So for a while, and even something did actually happen when Y2K happened, because I remember the lights flickered for at least 30 minutes. They just kept flickering on and off. But then they came back on because the system reset. But I remember I had the biggest Christmas that year because my mom actually thought that something was gonna happen. So she
had a bunker underground.
So and I'm gonna tell you, this is old Walmart with the little smiley face and all. We went into Walmart. There was legit nothing in there, nothing but vitamins. like clothes, like
What you
clean.
mean?
So it was COVID.
Worse
It was worse?
worse than COVID. Like literally, you cannot go to any supermarket, any Kroger, and find food. Like all the canned goods were gone, all food, all water, all of it was gone. I just remember that vividly, like around December, like you couldn't go get anything.
I can see
Like
that.
December was the first Christmas we had ginger snaps because we couldn't find cookies.
Wow.
And like we only found like one bag of ginger snaps.
What is
Like,
ginger snaps?
It's a cookie.
Oh.
It's just a nasty ass. It's a nasty ass.
Just like disgusting, horrible cookie.
Made
But
from
crazy thing, crazy. Yeah, it's literally just
Disgusting.
made from
Ginger is
fruit.
nasty. Ginger is disgusting.
Yeah, ginger is
Some
nasty.
people
It's
are
terrible.
In certain
I wish
certain
I
places.
Right,
In certain places.
Oh no, ginger. Oh, see, ginger's good. Like ginger chunks, those are good.
Ginger.
I mean, ginger is
Also.
good for your body.
It is.
But ginger snaps, I just remember these cookies. They were hard as. That's why they call them snaps. They were hard as shit. They would cut your mouth up immediately. It was kind of like eating a pumice stone. Like legit, just imagine like eating a loofah, but harder.
Por qué?
And it tastes like ginger. A hard ass ginger flavored loofah. And like when you bite into it, it cuts up all of this shit.
Oh hell no!
Like
Hell no!
and, and after this is the weird side effect. I end up liking these cookies for a little minute because like that's all that we had for a little
Just
minute.
an acquired taste.
Exactly. You get used to it.
Yeah, it was acquired taste. So it actually became a Christmas ritual for me to have ginger snaps on Christmas.
Oh, wow.
But we're deviating from the
Okay.
topic.
Wait. Hold on. I got you.
Ritualistic ginger snack.
Yeah.
Mealtime.
There's a cult leader out here writing ginger snaps.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Sell it during Christmas. We'll give it to all the kids.
That's how you know you separate the strong from the weak.
Yeah.
The weak won't like it.
You guys know.
The week ain't gonna like it.
You guys know
He wants
Oreo.
the strongest members in his cult.
You
So
guys
when they eat ginger snaps, I know he's bench pressing 500.
Oreo is actually they're ramping up their ginger snap production this
Yeah,
Christmas.
Bruh.
Wait till they come out that ginger cream. Just
Oh, not the ginger cream.
the Oreo double stuffed ginger cream cookie.
They're already doing it with peppermint.
Now what was it? Okay. So question. Yeah, y'all believe in polygamy?
Oh boy! All right, back to cults.
Wait, no.
Some cults that
Yeah,
No. That's what I'm
yeah.
trying to get into. That's what I'm asking you. Do y'all believe in
I'll
polygamy?
say this: no.
No,
Why
I'm a,
believe it? Like, does it exist? Yeah.
No. Yeah, believe it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Do y'all believe that?
So do you
I
support it?
practice
Oh yes, I believe. Yes, I support polygamy. What? There's so many pros, but yet so many cons. But you know what I'm saying. The reason why I say, why are you doing that? The reason why I say that is because there's a person here running a cult. His name is Warren Jeff. He has about, how many women he got? It's a lot of women. Let's just say that. Very loud. Let's say over 10.
Hold on. A person
10?
here is
11?
in.
Over 10.
In
Over
this
10.
room.
Whoa.
At GGC you're talking
At
about?
GGC, is that what you're saying?
No.
What do you mean here?
Oh.
By here?
No. Oh wait, no. Not here. My bad. I'm sorry. There was a person named Warren Jeff during this timeline from back in the 2000s.
You literally said here.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you literally
Oh, no.
And then you pointed at the desk.
Come in.
Hey, hell no. Hell
Guys.
no. Nah, bro.
I especially.
I'd like
sorry.
to introduce you.
Hey, hell
It's just
no.
a dude with really long hair, and that's it.
Hell
That's
no.
exactly.
Wait, matter of fact, so question.
He has on a QT.
Do you guys
t-shirt.
think polygamy is a cult? Do you think polygamy is a cult?
I think some cults
Polygamy
use
is a-
polygamy.
Yeah.
I
you
don't
don't-
think polygamy
the
is
better
a
cult.
itself.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna say polygamy is a practice.
A practice?
Yeah, that's a practice.
It's
A practice
practice.
of what?
Expression.
No, that's a practice.
Or
of
sexuality.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sexuality.
Okay, cool.
At what point do you need 10 wives? Unless you're gonna like make your own.
Because I
poverty.
mean, like,
Hey man, there's people who have more than this guy who had back in the day.
but
1,000.
all right, so that's like the traditional sense of polygamy. But now polygamy can be like how people get in relationships and they don't feel like they're ready to commit to that person, but they don't want to lose that person, so they open up their relationship. That's a form of polygamy because both of y'all have agreed that we still love each other, but I'm going to have other partners besides you.
Right.
That's
Man,
basically
right.
polygamy at that point.
Okay.
And that's what you would call a polymorous relationship because you have more.
Polyamorous.
Yeah, polyamorous. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a polyamorous relationship because you're inviting more people into your
Okay.
relationship.
Cool. Okay, bet. So this guy named Warren Jeff, basically got people to move like let's say like from a town area, it's like a whole desert area. I'm talking like Carnage the Cowardly Dog Show type area.
Oh.
The middle of nowhere type. Like yeah. He got
Wait, is this that
a
dude that was on
population.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay, I know what he's talking about. It's a guy. Yeah, he had long hair too. That's funny that you said that. Because I was thinking, I was telling
They
him.
all cult leaders have long hair. That's what I said.
But
No.
Besides the Heaven Gate guy.
Really?
But, no, Heaven Gate guy, he didn't have no hair at all.
He was hot.
You know, Heaven Gate
He was
guy?
an attractive man.
But, yeah, we was talking about that the last
Yeah,
thing because I couldn't remember this guy's name. But yeah, they had a whole documentary. He went to India too because a lot of his beliefs were based in like Indian beliefs. And, like, he was kind of like into Buddhism, and he brought in yoga practices into a lot of his beliefs. But ultimately, his main goal was just to sleep with a lot of women.
But he
So
actually
he
had
slept
kids.
with all of his members.
Crazy. That's the crazy part, man.
Every
Was that the
last-
dude that had? He had a bunch of kids, right?
I think. Did he have one?
Bro, I didn't even finish watching the series, bro. I was like, yo, this is getting wild.
Well, this man.
I would imagine
Oh,
so.
hold on.
Yeah.
You watch. This man said one episode, 10 minutes. That's
Oh
enough.
no! It
That's
wasn't.
enough.
It wasn't one episode. It was one, two. Okay, it was 2 episodes. hold on. But you don't understand because these are like hourly plus type episodes,
Right.
and there's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
4 episodes. So I only watched half of it. So I'm
Oh,
not.
it's like a limited series.
Basically, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, okay, cool. That's why I said, like, dang, bro, it's kind of crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, okay, matter of fact, I'm glad I seen this too. What was it? It was the Night Stalker, and he believed and whatnot. But then they said that there was more person than him back in the day, for the Night Stalker. And later on, I think did they kill him? Am I talking about the right person? Damn. All I know is this man believed in a certain power, which was the devil. He believed in a pentagram. Is that what you call
Pentagram.
it?
Pentagram.
The
yeah.
pentagram. Yeah, the pentagram and whatnot. And they started killing people. You know what I'm saying? Just like that.
Talking about Hispanic guy?
Yeah,
I know you're talking about.
yeah, bro.
Was he also on Netflix?
He was so
Yes.
he was a
Every
serial.
cult gets this Netflix.
He,
I don't understand.
he was a singular serial killer, and you're right. It could have been more people because they did say like he killed like a huge number of people. So like mathematically, we was like, this don't make sense for this one guy to just do it by himself.
Right.
And he did kept like saying like he was a Night Stalker, and Night Stalker is like a demonic demon. He was like
Part
we
of
all,
X-Men.
yeah. Well, yeah, but it's actually a real thing, and he called it by his Latin name, but it transcribes into English to Night Stalker. But when he said it, like they investigated into it, and they saw other people who said the same thing. So it's basically like they feel like it's this hive mind belief that people who were killing people were, they read a lot into this demon or whatever.
Oh.
And it caused them, once they read into it, it influenced their minds enough to be murderers.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact.
But, like, in that sense, like, how do we define stuff like that? Like, is that just hive mind belief, or would that be a cult?
Damn.
Because I feel like a hive mind and a cult are two different things.
A hive mind, I don't think necessarily, because when I think of hive mind, I think of like
A central process in you that can control everything.
right, but it's not necessarily. There's not really any like motive behind it. It's just kind of like, I mean, there can be,
Yeah.
but like if we're just going off like what is a hive mind, it's probably just like lots of things or people that think as one.
Yeah.
You know, versus a cult where they actually like follow a certain belief. People outside of it, I was looking on Google at like how Google defined a cult, and it was basically like you believe, or a bunch of people believe something,
Yeah.
and people outside of that think there's something off about it. So it could be ulterior motives or whatever. But.
Damn.
So where do we separate like the thin line between, I guess, cults and religion? Because to me, like I feel like certain religions can fall under cult-like status. Like, and Scientology. You know, I feel like Scientology does have some cult-like distinguishers to it, as well as like Jehovah's Witnesses. They do exhibit cult-like behavior.
I think some religions have like definitely cults embedded in them.
Yeah.
When I say embedded, what I mean is groups of people that follow a certain religion that are cult-like. You know, like Christianity is not inherently a cult.
No, it's not.
But there are a lot of. I'm sure there are Christians that are cultists. You know.
Oh, okay, there we go. That's what I want to say. Because I was going to say,
part of cults.
Yeah, because no, not even that. I was going to say because I get where the religion part is at, but I was going to say like, you know how people say the world is a very cold world type thing, but when you hear it, it's like the world can't hurt you. It's the people in the world that has a reflection. So they blame the world, but it's the people in the world that affects them. Like, you know, recycling and whatnot. So, okay, cool. So let's say religion, right? People say, you know how people say Christians, you know, they hate the gays. They hate the people from the LGBTQ. No, it's certain people in the religion who hate them and they do whatever they want. You feel me? So we can't, you know, stereotype one person in one group and say it's the whole group. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why I feel like it drags it out, because just because one person says one thing, it doesn't mean it's the whole people. It's like how women say, "Oh, men, they're not good to us. Men are trash." Da 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 da. Because, you know, let's say a man cheated on her type thing. Not all men are cheaters. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going that part. That's all.
So maybe cult then, that is what it is. Like the whole group is like that.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes a cult.
And here's the thing with cults, like when you do start to detract from belief, you're either separated from the cult or they deal with you.
Right.
In other ways within the cult. Like, I bring up Scientology too. But I just know what can possibly happen when you bring up Scientology a lot. So, but there are cases of, I forgot this girl. She was in Scientology real deep, and she escaped, and I think she was at a hospital.
Was this also on Netflix?
No.
This was on A&E. I think it was just like
Bruh.
No, but I feel like I've seen.
It was an
something.
actress, was it not?
No, it was actually a guy named Wendigoon on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I know who that is.
Yeah. I watched a lot of his. That's why I wanted to
watch
do
it.
cults.
I occasionally come across his stuff.
Yeah, and he was talking about this girl who she went to the hospital, and next thing you know, a lot of people from the Scientology thing that she was at came and recovered her, and they put her through this process called, I forgot what it was called. It was some type of process to like help her, recharge her belief or whatever. And they ended up recovering her body, like I think days later, and it was highly malnourished and it had a lot of cockroach bites on it.
Damn.
And this came from the process that they did to restore her belief or whatever. So
basically, they were brainwashing her or re-brainwashing.
Wait, she's still alive?
No, she died.
How she died?
That's from malnourishment apparently. But they did say when they found her body, like it had a lot of cockroach bites on it.
Cockroach. Oh, damn. So they just gonna kill that.
And the crazy thing about it, I think they couldn't charge anyone due to like some clause between religions and how they handle. Yeah, it was like basically they kind of got away with murder. Anyway.
Wait, when was this?
I want to say it was a couple years ago. I want to say
years
maybe
ago.
like 2000, maybe like 2012 or 2009.
Wait, hold on.
So it was like recent. It wasn't like something that happened like back in the 90s or anything.
Dang.
Scientology is relatively new, so.
Seems like OJ could learn a lot.
See, OJ, I should have started a cult and put my wife in.
Hey, bro.
No, this is a controversial episode.
Yo, very
do
controversial, very dark episode.
I thought this would be a lot more lighthearted.
Yeah.
I might have to come in next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
You definitely should.
They said, "Oh, you don't believe? You don't believe? Oh, you finna see now."
So next week's topic is Disney horror movies. Just
Disney horror movies.
I want to say Disney horror movies.
That's a cult. Easy.
it's easily a
Can we
cult.
talk about
You've seen these weird kids. They're like, oh, I love Disney. Like that's their only personality.
Disney?
Yeah. Disney is
Disney
a cult.
adults?
Really?
Disney
Yes.
adults.
Yeah.
So like, have y'all been to the theme park? It's like
No.
a lot of
No.
things that.
I went to Disney World one time in like 5th grade. And
Yeah.
I haven't been since.
I've
But,
been
like,
told
it's
And that
a
was
lot of-
before I even lived here.
I wouldn't call it a cult. I would say the people that work for Disney in the park have to put up with a lot of things so that they can keep their job.
Yeah.
But like, these
But that's any job, though.
even with this, we're
Yeah.
talking about surface level people. Like,
Like, the
like
people that go to.
Disney can get very Disney. There's tiers to Disney.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there's a Club 57 or some shit like
Club
that.
57.
Oh, it's on-
So basically, like,
I
there's
feel
this.
like I've heard of this.
Yeah, so basically, it's a whole thing in most of the Disneyland, Disney World parks to where only a select few members can go there, and it's a different type of staff that works there. It's like a luxury type thing, but no one knows. No one outside of this membership knows what happens in there because they can't take cell phones or nothing in there. Yeah. It was almost like on some. It's almost like on some Skull and Bones type shit. Like you can't go in there.
Do those
with
people come
any-
back out though?
Yeah, those people come back out. Right?
Nobody has ever
And that's
walked out
where
of
we
those
will
doors.
deviate from the practices of Disney. We're gonna stop from there because I know Disney will actually do something. So
Scientology too. So like,
Not them. They're Warner Brothers too. See, bro.
So that's the end of our episode. It's been fun. We had a fun little podcast today. I hope y'all are not traumatized by this episode, but if y'all are, it's perfectly understandable because every single one in this room is too. So y'all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the week. We'll be back next week.